Hey world, hey universe. I'm so happy to be back here once again with all of you on yet another beautiful day where we are going to continue talking where we left in the last episode. There is a reason why I'm like continuing with this episode, but before that, my deepest sense of gratitude, and I really feel blessed to see the kind of honesty and the innate sense with which you all like shared your limiting beliefs. I felt so touched. Okay. And so as I told you last week, we were asking this question: can we rewrite our story? So this week we are going to rewrite our story. Okay. So with that intention, we'll begin this episode. So I said there are two main reasons I want to share with you as why we are continuing on this topic. Okay. The first reason is that we are in a changing times. This is kind of called the great awakening period in the history of humankind. As all of you must have seen and witnessed, we are going through a rapid transformation in all aspects of our life, be it personal, professional, spiritual. Do you agree with me on that? Like there's so much transformation happening. The second reason is that the current prediction says we are moving from, or rather evolving into our next stage. So from Homo sapiens, which we call the wise men, to Homo luminous, okay, the new men. And so this is the time to heal our traumas and to move from what I call the victim stage to the victory stage. So those of you who are listening to these are actually listening for a reason, believe me, because you see there are not many people who really want to dive deep into their souls for many reasons. Either they don't have the time or they're not interested in such deeper content. But that is the reason why many people continue to remain in darkness. Okay, so those of you who are here for a reason. And now we are going to discuss about some of the concrete steps that we can take to get out of the victim mode and then transform ourselves. Okay, so get set and go. So first, as many of you shared your limiting beliefs, it's all about coming out with this list of limiting beliefs, or what I call stuck identities. Okay, and have you ever thought about this, like how this one small belief became like so big that it started to eat you, like it started to engulf your own self, it started to engulf this authentic self of you? How did it become so big? Have you ever thought about it? Some of the common beliefs that we discussed or that we know are like, I'm not enough, I'm not complete without so and so, like complete without this thing, complete without this person, etc. etc. I am not deserving of this, I'm not deserving of wealth, I'm not deserving of abundance, I'm not loved. Okay, I do not have a good appearance or body, I do not have clarity of mind, my mind is all the time confused, or I just have to live with this pain. I am a female, so I'm weak. So now that you have this list of limiting beliefs and you keep telling this again and again and again, okay, either you keep telling this or somebody else keep telling you that, and you believe, you start to believe, oh, okay, am I really this? And your inner self, which is basically the infinite self, okay, or what I call the magnanimous part, it starts to constrict, because this limiting belief starts to grow in size because of all the inputs and attention that you've given to that, and your inner self starts to constrict disproportionately, and then this useless belief blows and starts to engulf you. And what happens, you should know what really happens because of these belief systems. If I start to telling you things which you will start to realize, okay, so this is the limit, this is the effect that this limiting belief has had on me. Okay, first it settles in the body as pain. You may not know the reason, something like disease or emotions, relationship issues. Okay, then we actually add the effect of trauma, like for example, imagine all these lifestyle diseases that we are talking about. There is pretty much evidence that what we call intergenerational trauma, like not just trauma that you get, but trauma that is passed from generation after generation, generation after generation from our ancestors, and that can affect our health and well-being. And now just think a little bit deeper. Do you want to transfer this kind of trauma to the next generation? Because this trauma can build in your body and then accumulate as emotions, and that can become diseases, which then you are transferring it to the next generation. So do you want to give your next generation a very happy and healthy life? Okay, so that's the first reason why we need to identify our limiting beliefs. The second is, as I told last week, how many of us feel stuck at one point, like be it career, not able to move beyond a further point, or be it relationships, be it weight loss especially. Have you thought about it? Like, you look at these piled assumptions, judgments, criticism, belief systems. Like, even for example, in a relationship, okay, like in a relationship, even if one of the partner is not willing to let go of the past and move forward without judgment, the whole family system is going to suffer. The kids are going to suffer, and then you are building up this generational trauma that continues. The anger in the families continue, the emotional turbulences continue. I have experienced it myself very deeply and profoundly. Like, how many of us have seen some of these families suffering from unseen, unforeseen, unfortunate events, like sufferings and deaths, and continuing for a longer time. Like, we just see some of the families that keep suffering, right? And some of the families that have marital issues generation after generation, and some of the families having severe health issues coming back one after another. Guys, think about this very, very deeply, because limiting beliefs are not just, you just think, okay, it's just this one sort of belief system that is there with me, I can throw it out. No, it can cause so much intergenerational trauma that can affect the lives of not just us but the generations to come. And now let's look at this pain that is there. Pain is definitely there for a reason, okay? It's there to give birth to a new self. It's not, we shouldn't think that, I'm here to keep this pain with me. We should not think that, I have to live with this pain, okay? So if it is not now, then it's never, okay? So let's now look at the solutions. First, accept, okay? Accept the issue. Do not resist. The moment you resist, it keeps coming back like, a rubber band. You just resist. The more you resist, it's going to come back like with that bang. So do not resist. Number two, do not wear the mask. I'm not talking about this mask, okay? I'm talking about the mask or the facade, what I call, which is like, not your true self actually. And then you start to live for somebody, and then you tell yourself, no, I'm just telling everything positive. If I say positive, things will change. No, that's not going to help you until you clean the mess, okay? And some of us feel that, if I dive into spiritual practices, then it will go off. But listen, first of all, there is so much this deep I don't know how to call this, inside. And unless you accept and you open your heart with that awareness, yes, I have this problem, let me come out of this problem, not just for me but for the betterment of everybody around me, with that awareness, and be ready to transform, then things are not going to change, okay? You might continue to pray, meditate for hours and hours and hours, but until you have this sense of awareness and the acceptance to change it, it's not going to change. And you alone are not going to suffer. Because of you, everybody is going to suffer, okay? So with awareness, now we have to start to write it down, and keep writing it as and when something comes out of your mind. Like, remember, like our spiritual practices especially, every religion has spiritual practice, like bowing down or falling on the earth, or going in namaz, going and touching the forehead on the ground. Now what are we actually doing with all this? These are called grounding or earthing practices, where we are surrendering our blown up self, this ego, and then we want to stay connected with mother nature. So the second practice that I want to talk about is staying grounded. Like, you just have to just walk in nature, or stay connected with nature. Put your feet flat on the ground, and this is one of the best practice, okay? Like, the moment when I feel so suffocated, I do this, and then I'm able to come out of the suffocation. And you can just do this in your terrace, you can do this in your balcony, and when you do this, just take some deep breaths, and then connect yourself with the wholeness of this universe. And before you start the walk, okay, first check the level of contraction wherever you feel. Some of us might feel in the chest, some of us might feel in the stomach. So you think of this limiting belief and see where you feel the contraction, and then you start the walk. Take deep breaths, and then just stay connected with the universe, and then feel, tell me what you feel at the end of the practice, okay? So this is the second thing. First is writing out. Second thing is to stay connected with nature and do grounding practices. The third important thing is eat healthy food and feel really grateful for being alive, because food plays a lot of role in moderating or modulating our emotions. Okay, the next is, of course, meditate, pray, and spend time in silence. Like silence in the sense contemplating about your own self with yourself, not like, thinking about what to do, who to blame, and things like that. Next is let go of judgments. Please, please, please let go of judgments, because we are not here to think about what others feel about us, what others are thinking about us. And do not waste your time commenting or judging another person. Also, don't do both. Like, don't give yourself away for judgments of somebody else, or do not indulge in the act of judging somebody else. Okay, be this person that is filled with positive energy, because how many of you have seen somebody coming over to you and speaking, but at the end you feel so drained, because the energy system of that person, like, we call some of these people as energy vampires. Okay, they just come and suck out all your energy. So that is how energy system of a person can play a very important role in either giving energy or, like, sucking that energy. So who do you want to be? If you have so much of these limiting beliefs, it's going to affect this energy field around you, and it's going to contract that energy field, and you will become a pile of negativity, and you are not going to see life with that positive filter on. Okay, so think about what kind of person you want to be, and see how many key relationships, like intimate relationships, you have in your life. Like, think about, do you have somebody who you can share with without really feeling constricted, without like feeling, okay, what is this person going to tell about it, or judge me, or whatever it is. Okay, now think about this. How many such people you have in your life, and how many people come to you seeking that kind of a uh, like an advice, because they know that you are not going to judge them. Like, how many such relationships you have, because this is a key indicator in your life about that is the strength of your relationships and this deep human connections that you have, where you can go to someone and express without the fear of being judged, or someone coming to you and then letting things out without the fear of being judged. Okay, so that is yet another thing to see, the limiting beliefs that you have. Because if you have limiting beliefs, the moment somebody is going to come over and start talking, you're going to pour all your belief systems onto them, right? That is the next thing that I want to say. Okay, the next is a kind of a spiritual practice, which is burn it in fire. I mean it, because write down these belief systems on paper, like how on Bogi Day we kind of burn everything that is unwanted or unnecessary, or that's piled up for a while. Write down your belief systems. Just blow a candle and then just burn one after another. Okay, fire a candle and then burn these belief systems one after another. And every time you burn these belief system, for example, I'm not enough, or I'm not appearing good, or I am not good enough to be rich. Okay, or I'm not deserving of good relationship, whatever it is, write it down, and then fire the candle, and then put this paper in that fire and burn it. And the moment things are burning, imagine that you're transforming. Okay, if you want to transform your communication skills, thinking that you're not a good speaker, write it. Okay, write that belief system onto that paper and then burn it. The moment it burns, think that you're transforming, feeling that you're letting go of this belief, and you're recreating a great future for yourself. Okay, so having said all this is not a one time process at all, because I had this incident last week. Something made me feel so small. Like, in a moment I just felt as if, like, I'm not worth anything. Okay, so look at the gyan I'm giving you now, but then these things will come back to you, because the energy vampires are there all around. They are going to suck your energy, they are going to throw every dumb shit on you. So these things are all around, because not many people have woken up yet. They are not like aware, they are not aware of what they're doing to the other person. Okay, so what I did is I had to get back to my core and my authentic self, and to understand what is the truth. And it did take me a lot of time. Okay, so I'm being very frank with you, because you're such a community who are so innate and intimate with me. So I have to tell you the power of how limiting beliefs can affect your life and your day for that matter. And if you don't let go, if you don't take these measures, then it's going to just keep adding up. So I didn't want that small little ghost to blow up myself. So I just, let it go for that while and then burnt it later. Okay, because I don't want to keep bleeding inside and then start feeling constricted again. So this is like a continuous practice that you need to keep doing on a regular basis. Okay, and I really feel that I feel and wish that all of you, look up, think about this magnanimous self of you, that is just waiting ahead, and then let go of these limiting beliefs and imagine that great future. And I am going to give a link down where you have this practice called future self journaling. So I did this continuously for many days and it transformed me like anything. So this one is by someone called the holistic psychologist. She is like super awesome. So I'm going to give the link down below, and you can download that PDF, or if you have problems, then just send me an email. I'll send you that PDF. Just do it for a while and see how your transformation happens. Okay, that's the first practice that I kind of suggest. And the second thing is the announcement. So the winners of the last week are Miss Devi Uday Kumar and Miss Gagandeep Kaur. Like, I am so grateful for you guys, like all of you indeed. But you guys are going to take away something, and I'm just going to let you know what it is through email. Okay, but you were so authentic, and then shared your transformation and your limiting beliefs. And I'm going to take a break for a week, say, just to wrap up some other things that I have pending. But this 50 to 100 conscious souls that are listening to this content. Okay, now use this time to reflect, think through, and write down this great vision for your future self. Okay, and the better world that we want to create. So I can just talk about how to create a vision and things like that in the coming episodes, but just think about first these limiting beliefs. The moment you just keep throwing one after another, your future self will show to you what you really are, and what you are, why you are here, and what you intend to really become. Okay, all this is going to become really very clear to you. And I also request for one more thing, which is your feedback about how we can reach out to more people, what changes can be made either to the presentation style or the content, or whatever it is, whatever kind of feedback that you have, so that we can reach out to more people. So please share your feedback on that as well. And until I see you in the next episode, signing off with infinite love, gratitude and bliss, this is yours Riz. Let the soul speak.